Basically what I did was incorporate all these methods to develop all these models to develop a method that you can use to understand people much more clearly. And it goes like this. When you were meeting someone you want to understand better, imagine that you have in front of you 5 boxes, 5 figurative boxes. Okay? The first, you're going to label it intellect. And in that box, you're going to put insights about how the person thinks. And I don't just mean smart or non-smart. Okay, that may be one data point. But qualitatively, how does the person think? Are they logical and linear and analytical, or are they lateral and creative? Are they philosophical? Are they more concrete? Are they global thinkers? Qualitatively, how does a person think? In the second box in front of you, it's going to be labeled sociability. And in that box, you're going to put insights into how the person engages with other people. What I mean is, what's your reaction to them when you're in front of them? What's the level of their vocabulary? Are they articulate and speaking in a very sophisticated way? Or are they kind of beer and wings kind of speaker? Are they overbearing and overwhelming when you're with them? Or are they kind of meek and wallflowers kind of thing? Anything related to how they engage with other people, those insights you're going to put into that box. The third box is emotionality. And in this box, you're going to put any kind of insights that relate to, did I do something? Okay, there it is. In the third box, you're going to put insights into emotionality, which is basically how they express their feelings. And again, it can be things like, are they even-keeled versus very emotional and anxious? But it's more than that. When you're meeting with people, you see, do they have empathy? Are they sensitive people, or are they kind of cold and cool? Anything related to expressing of emotions, you want to know that. Are they frenzied when they get stressed, or do they hold back and get more inward during those times? That goes in that box. The fourth box is drive. And in that box, you're going to put any insights into why that person does what they do, which is essentially, we're talking about motives and values, motivations and values. And these are really, really important. They can be anything like what makes the person do what they do. Is it money? Is it fame? Is it other things that don't necessarily show up on certain personality kinds of tests, like religiosity, faith? Often people are driven to do things but based on their faith, or even politics. All kinds of people do things based on their political leanings and beliefs. So anything, and these are really very rich insights about the person. You want to make sure that you capture those and you put them in that box. And then the last box is diligence, and that's insights around how they get things done and how they approach work. And in this, it's things like, are they structured and disciplined and process-oriented, and do they like predictability, to do the same thing tomorrow as they did today? Or are they spontaneous and creative? One example I sometimes use is, are they late? Do they come late to things? It's a good indicator of things. If they're late, that may mean something, it may not, but it's a data point. Put it in that box. Okay? Other things, if they're in a meeting and an agenda item goes, the topic is a hot topic, will they stop, when the time comes, will they sort of stop the conversation on that topic and move on, or in order to keep with the agenda, or will they keep going on the topic to discuss it further? Okay, so this is the personality blueprint. Now, armed with these figurative boxes in your head, every time the person says something that reveals something about their personality, imagine putting it into the corresponding box. And even better, ask questions that will help you fill up each of the boxes as much as possible. It will be shocking, but after not too long at all, you'll be surprised how rich your insights are about the person. And you'll now be in a much better position to make a judgment call about them. this idea of using structure, the structure of personality to categorize and therefore understand behavior is a very important one. Think about all the information you get when you're meeting with someone for the first time. You know, you're across the table from them and they're telling you about themselves. There is very, very rich data there, but it's very difficult to keep up with it, right? It's hard to make sense of, and it can be just overwhelming in nature. It's the too much data problem, just like inundated with all this data. What do you do with it? It makes it really impossible to do with anything with the information that you're observing. An analogy I sometimes like to use is that it's much easier to carry a bunch of papers in boxes than it is to try and loosely gather them up in your arms and take them to somewhere else. Stuff falls or gets lost, and who can make sense of it anyway? Instead, using the personality blueprint to organize and make sense of dispositional information will lead to a much better understanding of the person in front of you.